Miss Chie. I'm a first-year devotee in Mayapur. All my life, I was born as Japanese. I was born in Yokohama City, and I was living in Japan for 10 years. My family moved to San Jose, California when I was 10 years old, and I lived there 2.5 years in America. So I studied some English there. And after that, our family went back to Japan. But, after living in America, Japan was a little bit not interesting or not exciting for me. So I was looking for something. And I didn't want to study. I thought study is not really interesting for me. So I was more into music. And after high school, I went to media art school in Gifu. Gifu is like a countryside in the middle of Japan. And many people gather, like Mayapur, Mayapur, many people gather for Krishna. Many people gather in Gifu for the media art. So I met many friends there. And in there, I met club music. I was solely into club music. We started doing a party at schools, or we went out for Nagoya to party. And I started to collecting records. And then, I was really into club music or dance music, what I would say. And after 2 years in school, I went back to Tokyo. My family moved to Tokyo. I also have my house in Tokyo, which is like only 30 minutes from Shibuya. Shibuya is the place where all the, things are going on in Japan. So it was really easy for me to go to the parties every night. So I started to go to the parties every night. And one day I was asked to become a radio DJ. So I became a radio DJ, and I started doing my own partying in Tokyo, Shibuya. So I have some programs in radio show, which is called Shibuya FM. And I have my parties, and I made many friends, and I'm really getting into music. But I was really sure that dance music is for me. I like dancing and singing, and doing DJ, but I couldn't really find like a house music or the reggae music was one for me. But I've done for like 15 years. And finally, last year, I always wanted to come to India, and I finally came to India last February. I didn't know about Krishna. I was kind of vegetarian, not meat eater for 8 years. I was looking for some vegetarian food, so I decided to come to South India, Madurai. I stayed there for 20 days, and then I had to go to Bangalore for the ticket back to Japan. So one day I was riding on the train, and the Prabhu sitting next to me, he asked me, "Where you go tomorrow?" So I was like, I'm not sure where I'm going tomorrow. And he told some place that I should go. He listed up to me, and then one was ISKCON. I didn't even know what ISKCON means, And I went there because I always love to go to the temples. In Madurai, I went to many temples, and of course in Japan, I've been to many temples and shrines. I always like the sacred place. So the next day, I went to ISKCON, and I finally met Kirtan over there. All the mridanga and kotos and harmonium, I never seen those instruments before. Even though I was really into music for 15 years, I never met them. So I was really excited to see them and hear them. I wanted to take picture, but picture is not allowed in temples. So I draw a picture of them. I want to remember how the kirtan looks like. And then I went to the different room, and they were selling many CDs. As I was DJ, I bought all the CDs, and they asked me to buy books, but I'm like, no, I only want CDs, and I brought back to Japan. And I also have prasadam. I didn't know it was prasadam, you know. It was nice food. I thought it's nice food, and so some nice cakes for my friends. I brought them. And from Bangalore, I went to New Delhi to exchange plane. And when I was riding on the plane had some accident and never go. We had some dinner, but they never go. And one man sitting next to me, this place was empty. He was eating something different. You know, I'm vegetarian, so I ordered vegetarian food, but he was eating something different. I didn't know what he was eating. So I was very curious, so I asked him finally, what are you eating? And then he said, it's a Jaina food. And he started to talk about me about what he's doing, which is he was devotee from Japan. He was Pujali from Japan, and he started to talk to me about Krishna and everything. And guess what? I was doing Ekadasi. Somehow I knew about Ekadasi. I was doing it. So he told me about Ekadasi, and I'm like, oh, I know that I'm doing that, you know. So, you know, we were talking all the way back to Tokyo. And yeah, and he told me, it was in February last year, and he told me there is a 12-hour kirtan in the temple. If you like Indian food, India, and music, you definitely should come. So that was last year, Gaura Prema. I didn't know it was Gaura Prema even, but I went there for my first kirtan in the temple, and then it was amazing. And then 2 weeks later, there was a guest from outside of Japan. So they told me to come there again. It's going to be a nice kirtan. So I went there after 2 weeks, and it was really amazing. And after that, a devotee went to Harinam in Shibuya, which is my hometown. So I was like, oh, I'm definitely gonna go. I'm not sure what you guys doing, but I just want to follow you. So I went to my first Harinam in Shibuya, and it was, you know, just took my heart. So I wasn't really, you know, loving to Krishna, but I was really fall in love with music, Harinam, Sankirtan. So, and after that, I started to go to every Sunday for Kirtan and Harinam and Prasadam. You know, Prasadam in Tokyo ISKCON is very nice. And one day I met one devotee when Harinam Ruchi came to Tokyo. I mean, they were doing a tour. And then she got initiated when they were doing a tour with Mahavishnu Maharaj. And, you know, that ceremony was really fantastic, you know. You know, it's my first month and I didn't know anything, but it was really, you know, stole my heart, and then we became friends. Actually, she was from Okinawa. You know, Okinawa is a beautiful island of Japan in the south, where they have a nice weather all the time, beautiful blue beach and white sand. She says she's from there, and that is the island I used to go for the DJs. And I was planning to go someday because I have been for a long time. So I told her that I will be in Okinawa very soon. That was in end of April last year. And somehow my friend invited me to do DJ in Okinawa. So after one week I met her, I went to Okinawa. And she said she wanted to do a kirtan where I'm doing a DJ, which was festival outside. And I asked the organizer if we can do a kirtan. And then he said, okay, sure, why not? So even though they don't know about kirtan, it's Krishna arrangement for sure. And we did some nice kirtan in the festival. And there is, you know, in Okinawa, there's only 4 devotees. One is Prabhupada's disciple, and 2 is an Indian married couple from South India, and only 1 Japanese Mataji. And this Prabhupada's disciple, I don't know, he or she is a little bit sick, so staying inside. So there's only 3 doing service in Okinawa. And I just loved them. You know, we had really good kirtan, and I thought these are the people that I'm doing music with. And after that, I went back to Tokyo, and again, I went back to Okinawa to do some service with them. But I thought, you know, this is my like 3rd, 4th month. I'm not qualified enough, or, you know, I didn't know anything about Krishna. So I decided to come to Mayapur. And now I live in Mayapur, doing Harinam every day, doing services, book distributing, and then associating with nice devotees. And I just started a YouTube channel, Gaura Premanande, with Japanese senior Mataji. Her name is Keshavi Mataji. She's lived here for 30 years. We're doing this program for Japanese who doesn't know about Krishna, and we can talk about, you know, about Krishna or Kirtan or Veda or everything. We just started a few weeks ago, every Wednesday from 5:30 Japanese time. We have some Kirtan there, and then it's only in Japanese, but anyone who is interested in Japanese language and Krishna, I hope you check this YouTube out. It's Gaura Premanande. So there's some service. I have to go back to Japan for a visa, 2 months. I'll do some service there, but I'll definitely gonna come back. I just love Mayapur. And anyone who loves music and India and food and Krishna, of course, I wish everyone would come to Mayapur and have a taste of his mercy. My first experience chanting 16 rounds, that was in end of July last year. During the time, those few months, I had some kind of boyfriend, but I wasn't sure I was really his girlfriend or not. So we were really in, you know, this kind of relationship. But one day I found out that I wasn't his girlfriend, and he was kind of cheating me. And he said he wants to rent some money from me, but actually, you know, everything was not going good. And so, and on the day I found out, I was really depressed. And I talked to one Prabhu. He's kind of devotee. He used to be a devotee, but not devotee. And he told me, if you're in that situation, if you want to be happier, you should chant 60 rounds. And that time, I really don't know what to do, because I trusted him, but didn't work out. So I just started chanting 60 rounds. And after that, I'm chanting 60 rounds every day. Oh, it was definitely Krishna's arrangement that he put me in that situation and made me chant 60 rounds, because I never, you know, thought me chanting 60 rounds, it was really, you know, difficult for me. And then I thought only who is purified would do it, because I only saw a few devotees, initiated devotees doing that. But it's so good. After that, I'm chanting 60 rounds from that day. And between doing kirtan and chanting 60 rounds, now I'm really comfortable chanting 60 rounds before the sunrise. You know, before I come to Mayapur, I didn't know what time to chant. I didn't know anything. So I was having a hard time. But when I came here, everyone comes to Mangalati and start chanting. In my life, I always go to Mangalati, and after Mangalati, I go to Ganga to finish my chanting. And go to Prabhupada Samadhi, and then Mahari Samadhi, and then go to Bhajan Kutir. That's my cycle every day. So singing kirtan is more going outside, which I really love. But chanting 16 rounds, like I get more energy, like a breakfast, you know. It's get me more energy for this day. So I like both of them. And some association with Mayapur devotees is very wonderful. There's people from all over the world. You know, some place I never imagined or I never know that country. But, you know, we're all connected with Krishna. So we don't really have to, you know, think about, you know, he speaks good English or not good English. You know, we can chant together. And, you know, we, you know, I don't know how to say, but we talk by heart. In Japan, you know, we speak in same language, so it's very easier to communicate. But here, some people, it's difficult talking, but we can connect with Kirtan, especially my love Kirtan and Harinam. And, you know, dancing together at Alati time is so amazing. I just love my days in Mayapur. So I'm so glad of myself that I found Krishna finally. I think I was looking for God for many years, but I didn't know which God I was looking for, and that was Krishna. And Krishna is not only for devotees or me, it's for everyone who lives on this earth, believe me. And there are some books about Krishna. Krishna book is very sweet, and Bhagavad Gita, and Srimad Bhagavatam, and many, many books there is great to read. You know, if you like reading and bored of reading some books that is on the bookstore, you should definitely read these books. You can get some mercy from Krishna. And if you like holy place, please visit Mayapur or Vrindavan or any place ISKCON. You'll be, you know, full of satisfaction with Krishna's mercy. And you can find many good friends in the temple for sure. And if you love eating, please have some prasadam. I was skinnier before I come here, but somehow you know, this piece is a little bit tight for me. I should get on diet, but you know, prasadam is very good. And of course, there's some cooking books, so if you can come to temple, you can also make some prasadam by yourself. And you know what's prasadam? Please ask devotees nearby your temple. So, you know, I love music, I love dancing, I love, you know, talking to friends. And I was missing something before I came as devotee. But now, everything connected like a puzzle. Every nature that I have is for Krishna right now. And I live here alone, but I don't feel lonely at all. You know, there's everyone and Krishna always with me. So if you feel something missing in your life, please chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And please visit temple if you can and talk to friends. Talk to people in the temple. And if you're not Indian, you know, wearing sari is very nice, it's very comfortable, and it's so beautiful and cheap. So, you know, I just love my Indian life in Mayapur. So I wish I could share with you and join my Kirtan or Harinam someday. Hare Krishna.